My name is Amy Gross from Pretzel Logic, and I'm going to walk you through the steps of making your pretzels. And I always proof my yeast with a little bit of sugar because I would hate to go through this whole process and find out that my yeast was no good. Stir it to get it all combined. So in it goes in the little well and mix. I usually turn it over to get it coated with the flour, and then I start to knead. Okay, so this has been kneaded. It's nice and smooth, not sticky anymore. I like to brush it with just a little bit of butter on both sides to keep the moisture in. Then moist towel goes on top, and you wait for about 45 minutes. Right now I'm putting together water for the baking soda bath, where the pretzels will go before they are baked in the oven. I'm using more water than the recipe normally calls for, just because I like a little extra room in the pot for them to swim around in. So I have 16 cups of water here, and when it comes to a boil, I'll be adding about a half a cup of baking soda. So I'm going to get that going. The dough has been mixed. It's been given about 45 minutes or so to double in bulk. And there it is. And I just used the cloth that I used to cover it, the damp cloth, to drain them on also. So this is the fun part. You just take any amount of dough that you want. When I make these for farmer markets, I use about 6 ounces of dough. You can use less if you want to. And I portion them out. So try to make them as even as possible. So while my water is coming to a boil, I'm just going to take my dough and begin rolling it out. I'm using a little less than half of a cup of baking soda to the 16 cups of boiling water, and it foams right up when you put it in. And the baking soda gives the pretzels their nice finish on the outside, and this also starts to proof the dough or make it rise a little bit. So you pop them in there. I use a nice wide spider to fish them out. I actually put my pretzels in upside down and then flip them, which is kind of tricky. So if you don't want to do that, you can just kind of splash water over them. A few seconds in there. Let them drain on the towel. If they come a little bit untwisted, it's fine. It's okay to space them pretty closely together. They will rise some more, but not so much that they'll really crowd each other. Next, they get brushed with just a small amount of butter. A little bit goes a long way. Just enough to get your topping to stay on. I like to top them with kosher salt. I use Morton's kosher salt. You can use pretzel salt or sea salt if you prefer, but I find that the flavor and texture of kosher salt is preferable. I've preheated the oven to 450 degrees, and they're going to go in for about 14 minutes. So 14 minutes later, a finished product.